What's going on, it's Suk and I'm back with a brand new video on SuperDuprTech, and in today's video I'll be showing you what it's like to play a handful of games on the M3 Pro 16-inch MacBook Pro. As always, the full spec for the model that I'm testing will be left down below in the description of this video, and I'll soon be uploading a number of different videos comparing this MacBook Pro to other models, so be sure to subscribe clicking the bell icon to be one of the first 5,000 subscribers to the channel. But without any further ado, let's hit the titles. So I do want to quickly mention that this is the M3 Pro MacBook Pro, and I've already uploaded videos gaming on the M3 Max MacBook Pro, and I'll leave that link down below in this video's description. Now, in terms of the games which I played on this MacBook Pro, I played Battlefield 5, Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Minecraft, League of Legends, Grand Theft Auto 5, CSGO, Firewatch, Fortnite, Hitman 2, CSGO 2, Cyberpunk 2077, Thief Simulator 2, Watch Dogs Legion, Halo, Overwatch 2, Resident Evil Village, and Hogwarts Legacy. So starting with this MacBook Pro's native resolution of 3456 by 2234 and keeping the graphics settings to high, we can see the games which performed the best were Minecraft, League of Legends and Fortnite, averaging 123, 118 and 96 frames per second respectively. And when it came to games like Battlefield 5, Hitman 2 and Overwatch 2, you can see that these games fared a little worse. In fact, at this resolution, Hitman 2 would not load. Therefore, the lowest performing game out of this bunch is Battlefield 5, with it running through parallels, coming in with an average of 20 frames per second. It's also worth noting that the games that were played through Crossover were ran through Crossover 23.7.1 with the game porting toolkit enabled. And it's quite interesting to see that when it comes to playing games like Cyberpunk, Watch Dogs Legion and Hogwarts Legacy, that this MacBook Pro is actually quite capable. In fact, to a noticeable degree, I only heard the fans come on when playing Cyberpunk and Hogwarts Legacy, and by that point I'd already been playing games on this MacBook Pro for well over 3 to 4 hours. So in terms of its thermal performance, I think this MacBook Pro is doing a very good job. So with Minecraft being the only game to average above 120 frames per second, saturating this MacBook Pro's display, I wanted to lower the resolution to see if any other games can saturate this display's ProMotion refresh rate. And so lowering to 2560 by 1600, we once again see that Hitman 2 would not load up at this resolution. And joining Minecraft is League of Legends, with it too averaging over 140 frames per second. We also see Fortnite and Resident Evil Village both average above 100 frames per second. Battlefield 5 was surprisingly still quite playable at this resolution. And whilst Hitman 2 would not load at this resolution, it's clear to see that Watch Dogs Legion and Overwatch 2 are the other worst performing games. And pretty much all games at this resolution were playable, although they were nowhere near close to maxing the 120Hz refresh rate of this MacBook's ProMotion display. So in order to try and saturate the 120Hz ProMotion display of this MacBook Pro, I decided to lower the resolution once again. So I lowered to 1920 by 1200. Now at this resolution, pretty much all games were somewhat playable, and you'll most likely get better frame rates by lowering the graphic settings down to medium or low. But hey, at this resolution, pretty much all games were playable once again. But I have to mention, Hitman 2 really is struggling for whatever the reason, and I'm unable to play Hitman 2 through Crossover. So at this current moment in time, Hitman 2 still needs to be played through parallels. Whereas Battlefield 5 is averaging over 70 frames per second. Really good. I'm not sure why this is, but I'm just reporting what I see. But take a look, Hogwarts Legacy is averaging over 80 frames per second, Overwatch is averaging 54 frames per second, Halo 72, Watch Dogs Legion 57 frames per second, Cyberpunk is averaging 54 frames per second, which is once again quite playable. Which is interesting as the M3 Max in the 16-inch MacBook Pro averaged 46 frames per second when playing Cyberpunk through crossover without the game porting toolkit. And so it's quite interesting to see the difference that the game porting toolkit is making. And it's quite impressive to see that what we are looking at is being ran through a translation layer on a machine that is not designed to run it. And in my humble opinion, I think it's doing quite a good job. So once again, lower the resolution down to 1280 by 800 and you can see the results that I got playing these games on screen. Now it's worth noting that I wouldn't suggest playing any of these games at this resolution, and instead I would push you to playing these games at 1200p or 1600p. Yes, you're not going to be taking full advantage of that 120Hz ProMotion display, because if you really wanted to take full advantage of that ProMotion display, you probably would get an M3 Max or you'd probably just get a gaming laptop. Overall, yeah, you can play games on this MacBook Pro. Should you? That's a different story. But it's worth noting that for those individuals that prefer macOS and want to have a somewhat decent gaming experience whilst on the go, it's certainly capable of delivering, but only on some titles. Games like Valorant, Call of Duty Warzone, Battlefield 2042 simply will not run on Apple Silicon devices, as it will detect that the game is trying to launch on unsupported hardware. And so if you basically only play those games, then you already know that a Mac is not the option for you. So go and buy something else. Hey, make sure you subscribe, make sure you follow me on my social media. If you got any questions, leave them down below in the comment section. Once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care and have a good one.